Hello, my name is Yoni Shpirא, and I'm a ninth-generation Jerusalemite, Israeli-born, and I am the chairman of Israel's Tour Guide Association for Incoming Tourism, called Mora, Derech, which means Heritage Trail. We have 1,500 members in our union, and we are part of the overall tour guide activity in Israel. And I would like to share with you a presentation about what we did from the beginning of the pandemic, when tourism stopped in March, till today, and what our plans are for the future. So please bear with me as I will share the presentation, and hopefully it will work well. We are in the Tour Guide Association working hard, and I'd like to mention that I'm not with you live today as you view this, because it's Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur in the Israeli calendar is the most, Jewish calendar is the most important holiday, which we fast, which we contemplate about things we did. We say sorry for things we did not mean to do, and we reflect inwards. And this is the day that I cannot be on the computer. I will not be on the computer. And therefore, thank you to the administration of the conference for allowing me to share this with you as a recorded message. So I'll go ahead and we'll go through the presentation. And basically, who are we, Israeli tour guides? We are altogether about 8,300 tour guides. Among them, about 3,000 are in inbound tourism. It's a small country, only 9.5 million citizens, and over 4.5 million tourists arrived here in 2019, which was an all-time high. Talking about the tour guide union and our needs made me realize something interesting that I'd like to share with you, that we are a cross-section of the society that no other sector in the country can claim. We are Jews, Muslims, Christians of all denominations. We are Bedouin, we are Druze, we have Cherkess, other religious groups that are here. We represent the entire political spectrum, from extreme left to extreme right. But we don't share our point of view. We share the country. And therefore, we are not political. We are apolitical as a union and as a tour guide is required to be. We range in age from 20 to 80. There are those who still continue working at the age of 80 and new starters. But this is the only sector in Israeli society where women and men have equal working conditions, equal pay, regardless of the time of seniority. I'm over 40-year tour guide, a new tour guide, woman, man, regardless, that just started a couple of years ago will get the same income from me. We are in a problem. March, tourism stopped. And by May, we realized that the government is not responding well to any demands of the tourism. So we in Mora, Derech organized a major demonstration in front of the parliament, which you can see the bottom picture. And in that demonstration, we brought together other sectors in the tourism industry that were totally transparent to the government. The travel agents, the airlines, and the hotels got support, got financial benefits. All others, attractions, bus drivers, tour guides, small businesses, 25,000 of them that create and generate the tourism economy, got nothing. So we called for it, and you could see the purple color is dominant. That's the purple color of our tag and of the union. And this started a whole new activity of writing and calling the government to participate. But that didn't help. And when we did not get responses, by 24th of June, a member of our union, Peter, decided he's going on a hunger strike. He pitched up his little tent just in front of the parliament, not far from the treasury, and slowly and surely other people joined him, and there were 3 hunger strikers who drank only water, no food, for nearly 2 months. We had other people participate, and other people come and spend the day and night at the tent. As you see, the tent grew, and that attracted people. We were right next to the parliament, so we could stop advisors, consultants, spokespeople, and members of Knesset and invite them in and talk to them. In the middle picture, you could see the general manager of Israel Ministry of Tourism, which did not really respond too well to our demands. And basically, Their answer to everything is we have no budget. But it did give us an exposure. And over the period of a couple of months, nearly 3 months, we managed to meet with over 70 members of Knesset, members of parliament, out of total 120. And that gave us a buzz also in the media. And the media heard about it, came to photograph, interview us. We were called into the TV stations, and we were asked to participate in Zoom meetings with committees in the Knesset to talk about opening the skies, to talk about the tourism, talk about the tour guides, talk about the economic burden and so on, and even invited into meetings, committee meetings inside the Knesset itself. And in the bottom picture, that little guy in the middle is the Minister of Tourism, that unfortunately, again, he did not deliver much. So who are we? What are our problems? Well, we are all freelancers, most of us. And as freelancers, we are not entitled by law to get anything. Those that work on coaches and tour buses, they could ask for money according to the salary slips that they got from travel agents, but most of us worked on invoices. And those of us, 600 of us that have vans, like myself, by law could not get a thing. We managed over a period of 4 months to change the law. We are entitled now to get money. However, only in 6 months' time can we request money according to the new law for not getting anything by owning a van. That means we will be unemployed for over a year before we can ask for any unemployment. This is crazy. So we are basically saying to the government, we are not in retention of tour guides because tour guides are all freelancers and all individuals. We are in a mode of survival. And we want the government to establish a fund to retain, preserve, and save the entire tourism industry, and we can help. We can help jumpstart tourism economy. And how do we suggest doing it? Every country should look at their numbers, but basically our concept says if the government will subsidize a bus and a guide for a 2-day trip, the guides will work, the buses will work, the groups will go to restaurants and food and restaurant deliveries will work, travel agents and operators setting up the program will work, hotels, hostels, campsites, and so on will work. And according to plan, each group will have to visit at least 2 sites, parks, national sites per day, stay 1 overnight at least on bed and breakfast so they can eat meals outside, visit markets, galleries, wineries, cultural heritage, souvenirs, and so on, generate the economy. Our calculations show that on every dollar put in to the subsidy, $3 to $5 will be generated into the economy. That is a win-win situation. Everybody benefits. But if we don't have any tourism, who will go on a trip? Well, here we approach the domestic tourism. Large industry is a workplace that will go and take their employees on work for 2-day vacation to relax, to change climate, to get out. Pensioner clubs, instead of being closed in homes and not being able to go out, come out. Social clubs, workers' unions. Take your family, take a large group of friends and go out. And if a busload can hold 50, we will not take more than 30 according to regulations. If a minibus can take 16, we will travel with 10. We will travel within the capsule. That will generate economy and people will stop being depressed, locked into the environment. They will go out and enjoy the countryside. We have offered it to the education system, where we as tour guides can teach English, Arabic, and Hebrew, which are learned in the Israeli schools on site. History and geography, sustainability and environment, arts and museums. Instead of high school kids studying 4 days a week in Zoom, online, because there are not enough classrooms, let us take them on a tour. Let us give them an external experience, an experience that they'll learn much more than sitting in front of a screen. Heritage projects around the village, around the neighborhood, around the town, where the groups could start having projects to learn about where they come from and who they are. And outdoor activities will generate a better environment for study. Let us do that. It was approached to the government 4.5 months ago, and now it's starting to happen. We'll talk about it in a minute. So what are we asking for? We're asking for Let us be part of the system. Let us help generate the income. Let us be in the consulting area and learn about what to do. And I'd like to share with you the last 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes that I have with another short presentation of a film that was taken of an interview in front of the Knesset.
Just outside the Israeli parliament, for months now, this tent has stood alone, occupied by a sector devastated by coronavirus, tour guides.
Let the business start. Let's start generating tourism economy. Without that, we're dead.
The government has announced August 16th as the day for reopening Israeli skies to tourism, but it may well be delayed.
The tender for the company that will do the corona checks at the airport is only due in the 1st of September. So saying that it'll open on the 16th of August is a wash. It's not a reality.
Tour guides made their way to the terminal at Ben Gurion International Airport in protest to receive the tourists who are simply not there. A tough reality to face. For the day when tourists do eventually arrive, a capsule tourism framework has been proposed to government, in which guides will play a key role in preventing the spread of coronavirus.
We will guide not open like this, but with a whisper, with a microphone under the mask where we could talk and he could roam around, take pictures, not have to be close to us to hear, and we could keep it as a capsule throughout the tour. And we are with them 24/7 from the day they arrive, from the hour they arrive, till we depart them at the airport and say bon voyage.
But even if all this happens at some point down the road, it could take years for the tourism industry to recover, during which guides may need to work elsewhere. Thus, the creative tour guide teacher scheme was born.
They are experts in storytelling, in teaching, in experiences, in creating experiences for the crowd. Why not take us into the education system that right now does not have enough classrooms to hold capsules?
On Monday, Education Minister Yoav Gallant laid out the government's plan to open schools in a capsule system on September 1st. The ministry has acknowledged they need more teachers to do that. Lawmaker Miki Levy of the Blue and White Party has shown support for introducing tour guides into the school system, which can solve two problems at once.
The tour guides are very important for the tourism sector. We know it will take time, so we thought outside the box, and integrating tour guides into the education system is important and welcome. It's another way of solving problems in a creative manner.
These tour guides, at least, support the move. And it's not about the money.
We could just sit on welfare, depend on welfare and not go out to work, but it's not enough for us because really a tour guide is not only doing it for the money, he's also fulfilling himself, and this is a calling.
Hopefully that calling will be answered in the near future.
Well, thank you very much for listening. I'm not with you live, but I will be in tomorrow's session the day after, and I'd like to thank the administration, president, and the organizers of this conference for allowing me to send you in advance. So have a great conference day, and I'll meet you tomorrow in Zoom. Bye.